Winter brings both excitement and a sense of anticipation, as the first snowflakes transform neighborhoods into sparkling wonderlands. For many, it's a time of joy. Children race outside to build snowmen, families gather for sledding adventures, and city parks become scenes of laughter and play. But winter also brings its share of challenges across North America. Snow-covered roads can make travel treacherous, and the daily routine of shoveling driveways becomes a familiar workout for millions. Communities brace for the impact, knowing that each storm can bring both beauty and disruption. As we approach the winter of 2026, early indicators are pointing toward a season of remarkable, perhaps even historic snowfall. Already towns are seeing the first signs, snow-dusting rooftops and blanketing forests, hinting at what's to come. Long-range weather models and global climate patterns are coming into focus, and they're telling a compelling story. From the towering peaks of the Pacific Northwest to the deep woods of Maine, the outlook is for above-average snow, with some regions potentially seeing totals not experienced in decades. Meteorologists are closely watching two major drivers that could shape this winter's story: a developing La Niña event in the Pacific Ocean, which tends to shift storm tracks and bring colder, wetter conditions to much of the continent, and the potential for sudden stratospheric warming above the North Pole, a phenomenon that can unleash frigid Arctic air and trigger powerful snowstorms far to the south. When these forces combine, they often send waves of cold air plunging southward, setting the stage for frequent and sometimes intense winter storms. The result? More frequent, heavier snowfalls, and the possibility of blizzard conditions that can disrupt daily life and test the resilience of communities. Our forecast will break down what this means for key regions: the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Northeast, and the Western Mountains, areas that could be especially hard hit or see record-breaking snow. States like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and upstate New York are in the bullseye, with the potential for some of the heaviest snowfalls in recent memory. Residents here should be ready for a winter that could rival some of the most memorable in history. New England and the Rockies are also in line for significant snow, with ski resorts and mountain towns preparing for a busy and possibly record season. While this is a long-range outlook and forecasts can change, the signals are strong enough that it's wise to start preparing now. We'll dive into the science behind these predictions, look back at similar winters in the past, and discuss the hazards that come with a snowy winter, icy roads, power outages, and the importance of community support during severe storms. Understanding these weather patterns helps families and communities plan ahead, ensuring everyone can stay safe, warm, and connected during a season that promises both breathtaking beauty and real demands. The stage is set for a winter that may be one for the record books, so bundle up, stay informed, and get ready for a snowy season ahead. The Great Lakes and Upper Midwest are bracing for an exceptionally snowy winter, with meteorologists warning that this season could be one for the record books. Residents across the region are already seeing early signs of what's to come, as temperatures drop and the first flurries begin to dust the landscape. The storm track is expected to funnel moisture from the Gulf and Great Lakes, mixing with cold Canadian air to produce frequent heavy snow. This unique combination of weather patterns means that storms will be both more intense and more frequent than usual, keeping communities on high alert. Snowfall totals could be 20–35% above average. Minneapolis may see over 60 inches, with similar boosts in Wisconsin and Michigan. For many, this means shoveling out driveways and sidewalks far more often, and local officials are already preparing for a season of near-constant snow removal. Instead of a few big storms, expect a steady stream of moderate to heavy events, rapidly building snowpack. The relentless pace will make it difficult for cities and towns to keep up, and snowbanks could linger well into spring. Lake-effect snow will be relentless, especially downwind of the lakes, with some areas measuring snow in feet. These localized bursts can turn a quiet morning into a whiteout in minutes, catching even seasoned drivers off guard. This persistent pattern will disrupt travel, strain infrastructure, and challenge snow removal efforts. Schools may face more closures, and emergency services will be stretched as they respond to weather-related incidents. Communities should review emergency plans and prepare for a marathon winter. Stocking up on essentials, checking heating systems, and staying informed will be crucial for safety and comfort. The winter of 2026 will test even the hardiest Midwesterners. It's a season that will demand resilience, teamwork, and a strong sense of community spirit. Preparation now will make all the difference. Taking steps today can help families and neighborhoods weather the storms ahead and minimize disruptions. Expect cold and snow to dominate from start to finish, shaping daily life across the region and reminding everyone of the power and beauty of a true northern winter. The Northeast and New England are set for a return to classic winter. The jet stream will dip south, locking in Arctic air and ensuring storms bring mostly snow, not rain. Snowfall could be 15–30% above average, especially in upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire and Maine. Nor'easters will be frequent, with rapid intensification turning modest storms into major blizzards. Cities from Boston to New York should prepare for several high-impact events. Persistent cold means snow will stick around, building deep snowpack, great for winter sports, tough for road crews. Prolonged cold snaps will strain heating systems and energy grids. This winter will be defined by sustained cold and snow, not isolated events. Preparation and respect for the season are essential. The western U.S. faces a winter split by elevation. Mountain regions, Cascades, Sierra Nevada, Rockies, are set for 25–40% more snow, thanks to La Niña steering moisture-laden storms into the high country. This will replenish snowpack, vital for water supplies and wildfire prevention, but also raises avalanche and travel risks. Ski resorts could see a banner year, but communities must prepare for hazardous conditions and potential spring flooding. In contrast, lower elevations in the desert southwest will likely be drier and milder, with drought concerns persisting. The storm track will favor the north, leaving southern areas mostly dry. The main story: abundant mountain snow, continued dryness elsewhere. Water managers will watch closely as deep snowpack could lead to spring floods. The West's winter will be a tale of abundance in the mountains and scarcity below. Preparation is key for both extremes. The story of this winter's snowy forecast begins far from land, deep in the heart of the Pacific Ocean. Here, a powerful climate phenomenon known as the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO, sets the stage for dramatic changes in weather patterns across the globe. This year, the ENSO phase is La Niña, a period defined by cooler-than-average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern Pacific. These subtle shifts in ocean temperature have a profound impact, especially on North America's winter weather. La Niña alters the position and strength of the jet stream, the high-altitude river of air that guides storms and cold fronts. Instead of a straight path, the jet stream becomes wavy and unpredictable, dipping southward and allowing frigid Arctic air to spill into the continent. This southward shift means that cold air can reach much farther into the United States than usual, setting the stage for frequent and sometimes intense snowfalls, especially in regions unaccustomed to such persistent cold. The storm track, energized by La Niña, acts like a conveyor belt, carrying moisture-laden air from the Pacific and Gulf of Mexico into these cold air masses. When this moisture collides with the frigid air, it creates the perfect recipe for heavy snow and powerful winter storms. Not every La Niña is the same, but this year's moderate to strong phase gives meteorologists increased confidence in a colder, snowier pattern. The strength of La Niña helps determine just how persistent and widespread these wintry conditions will be. The longer La Niña persists, the more likely it is that above-average snowfall will blanket large portions of the country, especially in areas that typically see less snow. These broad atmospheric changes create the conditions for a classic winter, one filled with snow-covered landscapes, icy mornings, and the kind of weather that defines the season for millions. The Midwest, the Great Lakes region, and the Northeast are especially favored for heavy snow this year, as the altered jet stream and abundant moisture converge over these areas. In many ways, La Niña is the engine driving this season's forecast, powering the storms and cold that will define the months ahead. Its influence will be felt all winter long, shaping not just the weather but the very experience of winter for communities across North America. Another wild card this winter is sudden stratospheric warming, or SSW. When the polar vortex above the North Pole weakens, cold air can spill far south, triggering extreme cold snaps and historic blizzards. SSW events take a week or two to impact surface weather, but when combined with La Niña, they can amplify winter's severity. This year, atmospheric signals suggest an SSW is possible, especially in January or February. If it happens, expect the coldest and snowiest stretch of the season. Predicting SSW is tricky, but its potential impact is huge. The combination of La Niña and SSW could make this winter truly memorable. Stay alert for updates as the season unfolds. To see what's possible, look at Minneapolis in 2022-2023. The city saw over 90 inches of snow, its third snowiest winter, thanks to a relentless series of storms, not just one big blizzard. La Niña drove a steady stream of snow piling up month after month and straining city resources. Massive snowbanks, school closures, and even roof collapses became the norm. The less persistent snowfall, not just single events, defines a tough winter. Communities must plan for the cumulative impact on roads, infrastructure, and daily life. The Minneapolis example is a warning for what could unfold in 2026. Preparation and resilience are essential. A snowy winter brings real dangers: blizzards, ice storms, and spring flooding. Blizzards are defined by high winds and low visibility, making travel life-threatening. Ice storms, caused by freezing rain, can paralyze regions, down power lines, and make roads treacherous. The aftermath of heavy snow is also risky. Rapid snowmelt or spring rains can trigger severe flooding, especially along major rivers. Preparation is crucial. Keep emergency kits ready, monitor weather alerts, and avoid travel during storms. Communities need robust snow removal and flood management plans. Power outages and infrastructure strain are real risks. Respect the hazards and plan ahead. The beauty of winter comes with challenges. Awareness and preparation are your best defense. Stay safe through the season. The message is clear. Prepare for a cold, snowy winter across much of North America. La Niña and possible SSW events set the stage for persistent cold and frequent storms. Now is the time to check winter gear, inspect your furnace, and ensure your home is ready for extended cold. Municipalities should review snow removal budgets and emergency plans. Meteorologists will refine forecasts as winter approaches. Stay tuned for updates. Understanding the science helps everyone prepare and respond. This winter may be more intense and persistent than recent years. With preparation, you can enjoy the beauty and fun of a classic winter. Respect the risks, but embrace the season. A well-prepared community weathers any storm.